Hello everyone, this is Adam Stewart from stewartmedicine.com. I'm here today with a quick little video to show you about a tool in the prescription writer called the Auto-Discontinuation Box. And some people might already know about this, but I'm hopefully going to show you some new tips as well on how to use it. So whenever we write a prescription, you'll see this box here, down here, it's auto-discontinue. And so let's just take an example of an antibiotic. So I'm using my prescription favorites to automatically fill that in. And if I change this to days, or let's say we want to do 10 days, you'll notice that this automatically by default clicks on the turns on the auto discontinue box. What that means is that 10 days from now, March the 12th, the date that I happen to be writing this prescription, this will fall off the medication list. So it's not always going to be showing up here, which is great because sometimes we don't want these medications accumulating in our medication list. So the way this works is that by default, any prescription that is 27 days or less, the auto discontinue box will turn on. But as soon as the prescription goes 28 days or more, it will default to be off. Now you can still turn that on or off in either scenario, depending on how you want to use it. But when you write the prescription then, or post it, it will actually show, here's the amoxicillin that I just wrote, and it's 10 days from now, it's going to fall off the medication list. A few other uses. Let's say you wanted to write a prescription for a, let's say, empagliflozin, but you only wanted to do a trial of it. So let's say you wanted to do 14 days or 2 weeks. But here we see that it's less than the 28 days, so it's auto discontinuing. But we don't want this to necessarily fall off the medication list because we're just doing this as maybe initial trial. So what you would do is then unclick that box, post the prescription, and then it won't actually fall off the prescription list. Other examples include, say you wanted like that let's say you wanted to prescribe a Tecta or a PPI. Well, sometimes people get prescribed these on an ongoing basis, and they just stay on the medication list. But let's say you want to just give this patient a 4-week trial and then get off. So you can write 4 weeks in there, and it will automatically, or you can click that to discontinue, or you can even do it up here in the 4-week section. Make sure that section is clear for the duration. Either way, when you click the auto discontinue and you post this prescription, it will actually fall off the medication list 4 weeks from now. So if you just want to try something. Another common example could be something like Plavix. So let's say a person has a heart attack and they need a bypass or a stent, and they need to be on aspirin and Plavix for a year, but you know that they're going to be on it just for a year. Well, if you write the prescription, let's say the cardiologist has prescribed it and you're getting this back in your consult list, well, in your consult note, what you could do is say, 365 days, for example, and just post that, and then this medication will actually be on there for the year, and then will fall off a year from now. So it's not so it doesn't get auto renewed, or that you remember to actually stop it in a year's time. That's another kind of common use. You can use the auto discontinue box with repeats as well. It will automatically calculate this. So if you put on Plavix, for example, in the last example, for 90 days plus 3 repeats for 360 days, for example, it will, and you double let's just bring this up. If you actually turn on the auto discontinue, so 90 days, 3 repeats, and make sure this, and you click this for auto discontinue, it will similarly fall off the medication list in 360 days from now. Sometimes I used to run into trouble when I would prescribe creams or like say hydrocortisone that I would like to want to fall off the list, like the patient comes in with a rash. And what used to happen and frustrate me is I would go hydrocortisone, and I knew this wouldn't be a long-term prescription, so I'd just click. I'd make sure auto discontinue, but I'd want to make sure they had a refill because I wasn't sure if 30 grams would do it, or maybe I want to make sure they had a couple refills or so. When I posted that, even because it had a repeat on it, the prescription writer wouldn't know when it was going to discontinue. So if I don't have a repeat on it, it defaults, and this is checked off, regardless of if any duration is left. It will default to 30 days from now. Where is that here? So day 0 of 30. So if there's no duration specified and the auto check is checked off, it defaults to 30 days. But as soon as you put a repeat on there, and we post that, it no longer knows how long the duration is, and it won't fall off the medication list because there's a repeat. And one trick that I've learned though is if you want to do that and you still want to have that fall off because you know it's going to be a temporary prescription, you can actually go up into the more and expand into the more detailed section of the prescription and just add a duration. Let's say you think that you're going to use the cream for 2 weeks, 14 days or so. Now, even though there's some repeats here, and we click off this box, and now that the computer knows a certain duration, we've got it for 14 days there, plus the repeat for 28 days. This will actually fall off the medication list in a month from now, for example. So that's a little trick on how to do that. So I hope you found this useful. Thank you for watching.